Hey everyone, I'm so sorry for those who were watching my Zoom. I got cut off. Internet happens. This is so pandemic. I really apologize. But for others, I just wanted to share this video. I want to finish the presentation and talk about what's happening with sales volume and some good news with what's beginning to happen with listings. And then I'll close with a bunch of stuff to focus business on. So again, my apologies. I'm mortified when this kind of stuff happens, but such is life. So anyway, the good news this past year in the region is that we actually had more sales in 2020 than 2019. All right. And so 4.1% more to be exact. And so some people think, well, how in the world can this be happening? I thought there weren't, listings. Well, the problem is that there aren't enough active listings, but so many properties are in contract, they're closing, and we're actually seeing, months in a row of record volume. Okay, January 2021 versus other years was a really strong showing when you stack up about 10 years or so. And so volume grew in the region and in all surrounding counties. Here's a look, though, at the most aggressive time from June to December in Sacramento County. You can see 2020 clearly outpaced the other years, but it's even more noticeable in Placer County, where we saw tremendously more volume during the past 2 quarters, and especially El Dorado County. Okay, and so we've seen a lot of deals happening. Now, here's where I think that there's actually some good news. This blue line from Trend Graphics represents new listings, okay, from 2017 onward. Do you see this seasonal vibe where in the beginning of the year there's more new listings and then it sort of tops out almost halfway through and then we see this decline of listings, all right? There's a seasonal rhythm. Now, last year in 2020, here the pandemic happened and we just never got to normal levels. That's one of the reasons why the market feels so aggressive. But every year, right after December in January, we begin to see stats without fail begin to increase. And so here's what I'm seeing where we're beginning to see listings show an uptick. Now, this is good news because it shows that the market is seasonal and that there is still some seasonality in the midst of total insanity. This market is on steroids, all right? But this is good to see. I suspect that we'll continue to see this go up, but I don't think we're going to get anywhere near normal. And the problem, of course, though, is that demand is so excessive right now that we're just not going to have enough to go around no matter what, as long as mortgage rates remain this low. Here's a different way to look at it, though. Here's new listings in blue, like I just showed you, and then there's pendings in red. And so you can see they kind of track with each other, but in a normal year, you see there's sort of a gap between new listings in blue and pendings in red. Okay, it's a healthy gap. It means that properties are coming to the market in blue, but less are getting into contract. But look today, these lines are almost the same, and so it just shows that we're having properties come to the market and they're getting into contract. Basically, almost everything that's coming to the market is getting into contract. But look at this little uptick also with pendings. And so there's a seasonal rhythm that we're expecting to see. Even if this season looks a little bit different, it's actually good to see some seasonality. All right. A few more things, and then I'll close with my final things to focus business on. We've had more new construction since 2015. This is the highest year we've had, and so it's really good. A lot of the migration that we've been seeing happen, people focusing on El Dorado and Placer, it's showing up in new construction stats also, as you can see right here. All right, condos, there's been 11.4% fewer condo sales in the region this past year, and so it's less of a focus during the pandemic. Pool sales, there were 8.4% more homes that sold with built-in pools in the region. A few X factors in my closing thoughts. One thing to watch is unemployment. And right now, unemployment shot way up in the U.S. and Sacramento. It's going down, but a lot of economists are talking about the market has sort of stalled, and some are expecting jobless rates to increase and such. And so I would just remind us all that we're in the middle of this. We don't know the long-term effects on the economy because we're still in the short term. Okay. Another X factor is mortgage rates. They're basically lower than they've ever been right now. And this is one of the dominant factors for what's driving the market in today's Sacramento region and in so many markets across the country. There's no way we would be experiencing a market this dynamic with such profoundly excessive demand without mortgage rates this low. Just today I had someone talk to me and say, I think mortgage rates need to go up. Okay. It's getting bad out there when you have real estate professional saying something like that. Okay. And lastly, the next factor for the market is the vaccination plan in California. And this goes for so many states because it's hard to anticipate that we would have a normal market without, this pandemic being under control, without people getting back to resume their normal lives. Okay. And so it's really important to watch this and to see how it carries out. But in the meantime, if mortgage rates remain low and there's sort of suppressed inventory, less sellers listing and such, it's hard to imagine the market feeling different for, while we're in the pandemic. Okay. And so, but we'll see what happens. Nobody has a crystal ball. Closing thoughts to focus business. And thanks again. And guys, for those who were part of my presentation, sorry again, but that happens. Be a student of the market so you can spot what is normal versus not. This separates the real estate professionals from the novices. Okay. Adjust your narrative based on stats. I'd say don't be afraid to change what you say about the market if the stats change. Okay. That's totally normal. You know what's not normal is to say the same thing all the time and not adapt our narrative. Okay, find inroads to the growing luxury market. Be on the lookout for opportunities to split lots. Okay, whenever values change or laws change, sometimes it creates new opportunities. And I think this is a small sliver of the market, but there's certainly lots in Midtown or Rio Linda or places with acreage that can be split and built on. An excellent way for some owners to sort of cash out, maybe pay down their mortgage or whatever they want to do with their money. Pay attention to the conversation about eliminating single family zoning in Sacramento. And so that's really important. I'm happy to answer questions on that if anyone has questions. I'd say watch out for fallout in the commercial market. Build referral partnerships with agents in Texas, Idaho, Arizona, and Oregon. Okay, connect with millennials who are at the prime age for home buying and family building. Okay, millennials are now the largest generation, and it's not that they aren't hungry for houses. Sometimes so much of the narrative has been that they can't afford homes. Well, they want to afford homes. Okay, and they want to participate, and many are. Okay, remember, millennials are pushing 40 now. They're not 22-year-old baristas. Okay, watch the silver tsunami of aging boomers, people who want to retire, who need to relocate, who need to downsize. Okay, this is the second largest generation, and we just want to be aware of the decisions being made. And there could certainly be a lot of younger people who are poised to inherit properties also. Okay, be well prepared for bubble conversations and find sellers who want to cash out at the top, whether we're there or will be there. I think it's in the psyche of some sellers that, hey, we're getting close and I want to list. Look for buyers wanting vacation homes deeper into Placer, Yolo, and El Dorado County. This is a definitive trend, especially tech money coming from the Bay, really focusing on Truckee and Tahoe. Is a very, very real thing. Build connections with pool contractors and landscapers. This is a huge need right now in the market. I'd say identify companies letting employees work from home forever. You have Twitter, Slack, Square, Upwork, and so many others. For those who work in real estate, these represent future clients. Okay, identify who's thriving and not in this K-shaped market recovery. Okay, people have different needs. I alluded to this before in the presentation. This market recovery, so to speak, feels uneven. Okay, people are thriving when they have more white collar jobs, and some lower wage earners are struggling, or there's more people in forbearance who are have FHA and VA loans. That's exactly what the stats show. Write up contracts for owners who are selling to tenants. This is a definitive trend in the region. And say look for sellers who want to list off market and find ways to help them do that for top dollar. Say find people who are moving money in and out of Sacramento. I can see the visual now. I don't have it to share with you, but there's more 1031 exchanges in an up market. And so just ask yourself, who are the players who are moving money in and out of our region? Help owners and businesses wanting to move out of the market. Some people, want to do that for political reasons or, tax purposes and such. I've been getting some phone calls in that regards, but, just be ready to serve people, whether they love California or they're done. The people are coming from all over the place. Okay. Know how Proposition 19 works and watch for heirs and owners who might be affected. Okay. This is sort of the big real estate thing where people are saying this is sort of the new thing that's going to impact impact the market. It's going to create more listings because people can sell their homes, and then 55 plus, and then you can keep your tax base by moving to a different county. Look, it has a lot of potential to be huge, but we'll see if it actually plays out like that or not. Okay, something to watch. Absolutely. Keep an eye on Bay Area market and be ready for inbound growth. And last but not least, I'd say don't keep doing the same thing because it won't work in every market. So what I'd ask of you is that what new skills do you need to add to your bag of tricks? What do you need to begin to do differently? What do you need to continue to do because you've been successful? Who do you need to connect with? What relationships you need to build? Those are the questions, okay? That's me. Here's my contact information. Anyone can share my visuals. It's completely okay with proper credit, on your blog, newsletters. Sometimes people turn them into postcards, that kind of stuff. I'm always cool with any of that. But I look forward to connecting, and thank you again for your time today. Really appreciate it.